Hey everyone, it's John with National Sports Entertainment, and I wanted to cover today's NBA schedule since it starts kind of early and goes all day. As you know, if you saw my last video, I do like the Tampa Bay Bucks money line. That's going to be a leg 3 for 4 units, and it's actually going to pay plus odds closer to 5 units because they're getting plus 122 last I checked. But I wanted to go into these games as well. So for the 1 o'clock, I like the Hornets again. Went with them the other day, and I just had a feeling, and they're basically playing a back-to-back here. And I just think the Hornets get a win. I don't know why. It's just one of those games where people will be fading them pretty hard, in my opinion, just because Boston's a much, much better team. So I think this is one where a lot of times the early game, the very first game, Vegas knows people include it in a parlay. So I wouldn't be surprised if the Hornets won this one. So I'll take them with the points, the plus 8, and that's going to be a leg 1. Here we got Pacers Milwaukee, and it's another one where I think just because of the points, I'm going to lead Milwaukee. I'll buy it down to just say it stays the same, which I think it will. I'm going to buy it down to 9 instead of the 9.5, just in case. But I think even the 9, the 9.5, they should both hold. That's a lot of points, and the Pacers aren't a terrible team. So I think there's some injuries, but even still, I don't think people are going to be laying that many points against the Pacers. It's again, to put in perspective, the Celtics are only laying 8 to the Hornets. So I do like the Bucks to cover there. And on this one, I like the Cavs to cover. I think 6.5 is, again, it's pretty heavy. And the Pelicans have had the same injuries they've had all year. Not all year, but for a while now. So I don't think many people won't be taking the Pelicans. You're getting 6.5. They could buy it up to 7. The money line's appealing at 2-1. So another one where I think the Cavaliers win, and I think they cover the spread here. Another one I really like here is this one. Now, I've been saying from the beginning of the year, I believe the Knicks are going to be a playoff team, and the Raptors will probably be feuding with the Wizards for a play-in spot. With that being said, I do think the Raptors win this game. I think way too many people are going to be on the Knicks, and I think the Raptors, I'll buy it up to 3. I'll take 3 just to be safe, so plus 3. But I think way too many people are going to be on the Knicks, and the Raptors have to stay somewhat in the hunt so they can be in that play-in argument. Whereas the Knicks, they're going to make the playoffs. We're halfway through the season, and they're going to, in my opinion, be a 6-7 seed. So I like the Raptors for this particular game. I also like, in this particular game, the Wizards. It's another one. I just got done saying I believe they're a play-in team, and I think they're going to prove that. You do have players on the Warriors out, but you do have Steph back, and you got Beal out. So I don't think people are going to be betting the Wizards too hard. So it's another one where I think it's a good narrative game, but it's also good to fade the public. I was looking at the Heat-Hawks, and I am actually going to... We have a decent bit of home teams, but I am going to go with Atlanta here. I think they need this playoff grudge match victory, and they're actually worse than the Heat against the spread now. They're, outside of the Mavericks, the worst team in the NBA. And I just think they need to start getting some wins together. This happened with a lot of teams. It happened with the Heat earlier. It happened with the Nets. It happened with a lot of teams. Then they started getting their wins together and getting above 500. And then you can see the pretenders are dropping. The Pacers, the Kings, all these teams from the Jazz that started the year hot aren't doing so well now. The Jazz T-Wolves, they played so many times, I'm not going to play that game. Just because, like I said, it can go either way, in my opinion. If I had to play, I would start leaning Wolves here because I think you still have to start giving Wolves these wins because they're the playoff team, not the Jazz. So the Wolves are going to be the team to make the playoffs of these two. So I think you have to start giving them the wins. But I'm going to stay away from that one. And I'm not sure yet on the Lakers game. So the Lakers one is another one that I'm I'll put a video out for that if we decide to play it, just because it's much later. But I just wanted to hit the schedule. I'm not playing Suns either. I usually would, but just have a weird feeling about that one as well. So, again, mostly home teams. I just like the Hawks, Wizards, Cavs, Bucks, and Hornets to cover. And I do like the Raptors to cover for on the road. I think they'll cover. And like I said, I'm buying the Raptors to 3 points, so I'm getting 3 there. And I'll buy the Bucks down to 9 flat. And yeah, I think most of these are good picks. We're not going to hit every one of them. But the goal is just to at least split and then to close out the sequences. So nothing crazy, just my NBA rundown. Nothing crazy in college basketball. And if anything comes up with the NFL, I will let you guys know. But like I said, as far as now, it's just going to be the next leg for the Cincinnati loss. I'm going with, or not the loss, but for the no cover, I'm going with the Tampa Bay money line. And like I said, it's moving nice. It's like plus 122, so it's good plus odds as well. So if we do play Lakers or Grizzlies, I'll add them. But as far as now, it's just going to be these 5: Hornets, Bucks, Cavs, Raptors, and it's actually 6: Hornets, Bucks, Cavs, Raptors, Wizards, and Hawks all cover. So take care, everybody, and happy earnings.